Okay. Hello, everyone. A very good afternoon, all of you. So, before I start up with the session, I welcome all the students live right now. But again, before starting with this particular session throughout, I'll just have a small tech check with all the viewers right now. Can you just uh, please give me a confirmation whether I'm clearly audible and visible or not? Just a small confirmation, guys. I'll also just check it up. And once again, a very good evening, guys. Oh, sorry, a very good afternoon, everyone. Just checking it out. Okay. Perfect. Okay. Fair enough. Okay, okay. Once again, welcome guys onto the YouTube channel of Get Set Loba IMS. So your Siddhant sir, legal mentor, is here with continuing with series which we are having it for the students, the practice session taken up by me and Sanjana ma'am. So we have been wholeheartedly, dedicatedly wanting all the students to be there with us through this journey. And if you guys have any question related to your preparation, it's not a necessity that you guys have to you don't have to guys be concerned about that what I'm going to do, what will going to happen. So please just be very very casual with us and just watching the chats, and thank you so much for joining the session. Okay, so let's start with this. So as you can see it up on the screen that again there are a number of questions which we have taken up for legal reasoning is 10, but now we are going on the some topics which are an offbeat ones. For Consumer Protection Act and environmental law, we have taken it up. So I'm going to again explain the entire paragraph, how to approach it. A bit of questions, a bit of offbeat ones are there. Maybe a possibility that the topic is easy, a readable topic, but it becomes difficult when it comes to the questions. Okay. So this is what is there. So let's start with the first paragraph. Okay. So the first paragraph, so I'm going to take up the important portions, explain everything, how to go for it. All things are being there. So if you have any questions, you can drop into the comments in the live chat, or maybe you have any doubt related to the preparation. And if you want, ki sir, this specific topic pe we want a session, let us know. Okay. So the Kerala Consumer Court, in the case of the Sotheby PP and versus Kerala Ford and another, awarded rupees 3 lakh as a compensation to the owner of Ford car after the car was returned when the mileage was 40% less what was advertised by the car manufacturer. Now, over here, the question is very pretty much clear that it is related with something, a dispute which has happened between the consumer and the manufacturer, but they are putting up a question over the owner that the mileage was 40% less what they have advertised. You might be wondering, कि, sir, ऐसा तो होता रहता है, but in this contrast, you don't have to deviate yourself. You just be remain with the facts. Okay. So consumer dispute CDRF, the resolution, the redressal forum, Thrissur, presided over by the President C.T. Sabu and members Sri Jais and Ram Mohan, founded that the advertised mileage was about 32 kilometers per liter, while the result of the test conducted by the expert commissioner was 19.6. That's almost like near about half. That's why they said 40% less. It concluded that the manufacturer Ford India and the seller Kerry had adopted an unfair trade practice in having stated a deceptive mileage for the car. Okay. The opposite parties argue that mileage would vary with the driving condition. So this is what the Ford company is putting up their own contention. So this is an important what they have said. So maybe in question there could be a possibility that if certain things happen, what you can take it up in that particular matter. So what would be your defense? So the nature of the roads, the driving condition, the traffic conditions, everything varies, and that is what reality happens. But they put up a question that it's a huge difference. They also said that the mileage reported by them was ascertained by a third party. Now they are saying that So I am buying from Ford, but the mileage have been ascertained by someone else, but it has been advertised by you people. They also contended that since the matter is a complex one, it would be better to refer to a civil code. So instead of going into the consumer code, you should go to some civil code, the district code or something, lower codes. Okay. The Consumer Forum appointed an expert commissioner who, after due examination and test vehicle, handed in an extensive report which revealed that the approximate mileage given by the car during the running test conducted in the presence was this kilometer, which is what was there, the expert committee. And it noted that the leaflet and the brochures for cars stated 2014 classic titanium with this diesel engine mileage of more than 32 kilometers. This is what the expert have cleared. So it's a complete fact which is given. Okay. So I've just made it a point in the initial line. If you are not able to see it, it says who after due examination and test the vehicle. That is what the line is. Okay. Examination के बाद में लिखा है and test of the vehicle. ठीक है. Since these documents did not mention that the condition under which this mileage could be achieved, the contention of the opposite party in this regard was rejected. So whatever the Ford have taken it up a point, it is outrightly rejected. It was further held that both opposite parties, whatever be their relationship, are one and the same with respect to the claim made in respect of the quality of features of the product manufactured by one of them and sold by the other. So what they want to bring it over here, that they are mentioning that both opposite parties, whatsoever their relationship be, whether they are together or something, whether consumer or the manufacturer, uh, are one on the same. And with respect to that means, sorry, they here the consumer is they are talking about the third party and the fourth they are highlighting. Sorry, my bad. The order stated that we are therefore of the considered view that the complainant has succeeded in proving his allegation that the opposite party's statement regarding mileage of the car in question is deceptive. This is what they have clearly taken into part. Now coming to the questions. So the Flamingo, so this is what the paragraph is about. On an approachable site, doable है, 250 से 300 words का है. One read, go ahead, mark the important one. So as you can see, I have not marked the entire paragraph. The moment it's done, you have given it a reading, a glance, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, jump directly to the questions. Okay. Now the question says, your Flamingo once went to see a movie. There he saw an ad for a popcorn tub which stated that, I hope I'm clearly audible and visible. Just again, a confirmation by all the students who are there right now. Come on, give me a yes, please, everyone. Fast. Okay, perfect. Now it says that, okay, I'm coming back to the question. So there he saw an ad for a popcorn tub which stated that the tub will have enough popcorn to eat for an average man during the complete movie. Attached by this ad, Doflamingo purchased, attracted by this, they purchased a tub of popcorn for a movie. But part way through the film, he ran out and felt that आधी movie में it went off, खत्म हो गया. There had been enough popcorn, नहीं मिले उसको. So he filed a case under the consumer. Now the question comes, will the cinema hall will be liable? Now as it clearly say that he saw an ad for a popcorn tub which stated that the tub will have enough popcorn to eat for an average man. Now this is an average man they mentioned during the complete movie. Now he went over here. If the fact would have been that he eats more or the consumption capacity looks like that he can have more, this has not been mentioned. So it isn't about an average man, and that is what we are going with the facts only. So by going with this thing, we could say yes, he would be liable. So answer will stick to what, A or B. They have falsely advertised the quantity of the popcorn, or it didn't last as it being stated. So they mentioned about the quantity, the advertisement, which was wrong, a deceptive part, which is mentioned in option A, not in B. Now, C and D can't be the answer because it said no, the ad was just mean to show the quantities enough to last an average man. So this is just stating the reason is not being given, that if they would have taken up the contention and going with the what the paragraph also mentioned about that what you are advertising, what have been given in the last part, that considered with the complainant succeed in proving the allegation that opposite party. So over here, the opposite parties have not given them what it have been. Okay. If the facts, we can't also write the facts would have been अगर यहाँ पे कुछ दिया होता कि सर उसने in that hurry he has just eaten up all the popcorns and 50% of the popcorn fell down. So in that case the answer would have been no. So that's why we can't go with C and D. Sticking to what it says, the answer has to be A. Okay. I hope it's clear with everyone. If you have any doubt, you can just drop into the chat, or you watch it later on. You can put it in the comment section. Let us know. Okay. Next question. The ad of the cereal company advertised its cereal as a healthy for public and how it is beneficial if consumed daily in the breakfast. This is what they have advertised. Independent researcher found out that the cereals actually contain unhealthy amount of sugar and in fact are not healthy at all. And for the same, the case have been filed against the company, but they say that the third party analyzed their product and said that they are healthy. Exactly similar to the case. Don't give it a thought. Can they be liable? The answer has to be yes. Yes, they ran the ad on the findings of the third party, or the cereal company actively tried to falsify the ad. Now, the active participation is not about the falsify rather than the third party, which is given in relation to what the Ford have contended, and their contention was rejected. So that's why the answer has to be A. So we'll not go with option C and D, which is no. Okay. So this is the answer for 2, that is A. Let's go to the third question. It says, a new company recently launched a set of cars which they advertise as being able to reach speeds more than 300 km per hour. A set of cars they have advertised being able to reach. शायद हो सकता है, ठीक है. When NL, who wanted to buy a fast car, went to buy a car for himself, it came out to his notice that out of all the cars launched, only one of them was able to reach more than 300, which was the sports edition, while the rest maxed out to 240 kilometers per hour only. NL filed a case against the company. Now the question comes, will the company be held liable? Now, since they've advertised, they launched a set of cars as being able to reach speeds more than 300. Able to reach more than 300. That means they have the ability, it has to be 300 plus. It should never be 299. And one car. So they again falsified the ads. So the answer has to be between A or B. So it says yes, the company has falsified their ads, or the company was not clear in their ads, which are deceiving, which can deceive consumers. So this is moving towards more the deceptive part. So they have falsified their ads. Partially correct, but not outrightly correct as compared to B. So we'll go with option B. Okay. So answers, A का answer is, first का answer is A, second का A, third का B. Let's go to the fourth question. It says, Vegapunk Corporation recently launched a new medicine claiming in their advertisement that it can cure cancer if taken twice daily for 2 months. Tony Chopper, who had level 3 cancer, decided to take his medicine. After a period of 2 months, Tony still had cancer and he filed a case against the Vegapunk Corporation. And the corporation, in their defense, said that the medicine can only treat cancer which is up to level 2, and anything above that can only be treated by an expert. Will the corporation be held liable? Now, when you go to what they are claiming later on, initially they have not explicitly mentioned in their ads. What they mention is claiming their advertisement, it can cure cancer if taken. They have not mentioned whether it is level 2 or level 3. That means initially they mention something and later they are taking their words back. They say up to level 2 and later on to be by the experts. Okay. So after a period of 2 months, he had a cancer and filed a case against the corporation because it was still the case. So definitely the liability moved towards liability moved towards them. So our answer has to be A or B, not C or D. Okay. So that is how you identify it. Okay. So you understand ki sir, okay, now I've identified yes or no, but I don't go only with one option. I read all the options. Okay. Yes, they didn't specify the details in their ad, making it deceptive. Yes, they falsely said that the medicine can treat cancer. Now, falsely, their intent part is not directly being given because what they are defending is that they can only treat cancer which is up to level 2. Initially, they mentioned it can cure cancer, but they have not explicitly defined, and that's why it became deceptive. So I think not defining the details is a crux over here, rather than you will say that they falsely said, not outrightly a false, it can still cure. So that's why B can't be the answer. We'll stick with option A. Okay. Now, as you can see that in question number 1, 2, 3, 4, we got that these all are the liabilities. Okay. But I would highly recommend to all the students ki please बाकी options को भी पढ़ लेना. In questions where you have doubt. इन चारों क्वेश्चन में मुझे डाउट नहीं हुआ. As a student मुझे डाउट नहीं हुआ. तो I directly chosen yes. But when you have कि सर maybe no भी तो हो सकता है. So you read no also because you might get a different perspective and शायद वो आंसर हो जाए. It happens in CLAT. Okay, चलो. Now, the same corporation came up with a new medicine advertised as being able to reduce the risk of cancer if consumed twice for 2 months. So, Copper, who had level 3 cancer, decided to take the medicine after a period of 2 months. He still had cancer and filed a case. Can the corporation be again held liable? Okay. Now, I think there is some similarity in the questions itself. Okay. So the answer remains the same. Okay. So I think for fourth and fifth, it became similar and the answer remains the same. Okay. Chalo. Let's go to question number. Let's go to the second paragraph. Okay. Chalo. Over here, uh, everyone. Hi, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Thank you. Thank you. Perfect. Perfect. Hi, good afternoon, guys. Hello. Perfect. Okay, chalo. Let's start with this. So I did mention that it is somewhere related with the environmental provisions, but environmental mein thoda bahut constitution is also there. If you can just overall have a glance, somewhere around 3 paragraphs, noise pollution, everything is mentioned over here. Okay, chalo. At the national level, some remarkable efforts. So how do you approach? You just read it. Read it. What all things are there, we'll just grasp it. Yeah. Made to improve and protect the environment, incorporating amendments. Our constitution initially did not directly provide for protection. However, following the convention in the Human Environment Stockholm 1972 was amended to include environmental protection as a constitutional mandate. A brief introductory part where the environmental protection became part of our Indian constitution. 42nd Amendment 1972 के बाद this clause, the Article 51A states that protecting, improving is a fundamental duty. Just highlight this one. Every citizen has a duty to protect, improve the environment, includes lake, forest, and to be sympathetic to living things. A policy or directive is empowering the state as one of the directive principles of the state policy sets out to protect and improve the environment. Okay, so this is what they've highlighted the article mein diya hai, and it become part of my directive principles also, which is giving a direction to the states. Article 448A stipulates that the states strive to protect, improve the environment, secure the country's forest. It's the state who strives to protect. The Ministry of Environment was established in the year 1980 to ensure a healthy environment in the country. Later, the Ministry of Environment Forest. So there was a ministry proper, and today it happens the same way. Through these directive policies, non-enforceable against the state, but are also a milestone for better future. They say that the directive principles are not enforceable. We know that, right? And generically also, the knowledge ke context mein we have studied constitution. You can't enforce them, but these are the directions for the better future. Now coming to a different respect related to a specific act, the rules. Noise pollution regulation rules stipulates that the necessary condition to reduce noise pollution and allow the use of loudspeakers or public address systems during cultural celebrations, religious celebrations at night between 10 p.m. and midnight. Okay. So these are necessary conditions. What they mentioned, loudspeaker sound amplifier should not be used at night except in enclosed spaces such as auditoriums, meeting rooms, or during public emergencies. Noise levels at public spaces should not exceed 10 dB or 70 dB of the area's ambient noise standard, whichever is less. This is again a condition. Don't have to learn it. Okay, don't sit and learn ki acha kitna kitna kya hoga. Just mention ki public spaces pe it is highlighting should not exceed some 10 dB and 70 dB in the area's ambient noise. No horn should be used in the residential area except during an emergency. तो ये भी एक important point है कि unnecessary कोई honking नहीं होना चाहिए. Sound emitting construction equipment will not be used at night. So these are noise pollutions again. So this is what the paragraph is about. So I'll say the paragraph is easy. It's okay. Thank you so much. It's quite easy, understandable, approachable. Let's go to the questions. Question number 6. So the fact says Zoro Ackerman is a police officer in charge of a night duty at a Wall Sena residential district. Being bad at the direction, Zoro entered adjoining Wall Rosa district. So it's like Wall Sena tha, adjoining Wall Rosa district mein gaya post midnight, honking profusely, raided the estate with a cult ritual of the family being organized. So he just raided at some place which was even adjacent and not the where he was the in charge. The estate seeks advice against disturbing their ritual. So definitely he was honking in the residential area where there was no justification. It was wrong. So his honking at area is illegal. Okay. Raiding estate without a cause is punishable. So about the raid, it was not mentioned. So we will not go with this option. B is wrong. The police officer is department can be sued for violating 48A. Now again, who is going to be held liable? The vicarious liability not mentioned in 48A, and then none of the above. So it could be A or it could be D. Now, as we can see, this is as per the noise pollution. The third point where say no horn should be in the residential area except during emergency. Now, even though if there would have been emergency, let's say he might have a belief that there is something wrong going on and he was honking, but he went to some another district. So that's why I think option A would be a better one. Okay. So correct answer is option A. Perfect. Okay. So let's go to question number 7. Because of the upcoming FITA World Cup being hosted in India, the government has allocated 60-acre land near a hospital. Now, this is again a hospital ke paas. Red tapeism deployed the work. So now the government is expediting construction of the stadium, which is being carried 24/7. Loud, heavy machineries are being used along with generators causing pollution, humongous light throughout the night. Which among the following is most likely the false one? Now we need to identify which is not going in line. So they say the government followed the procedure, therefore they are well within the rights. They do not rights to do anything they want to do. Now this is somewhere which is giving a government power, whatever they want to do, it's wrong. Because in the paragraph, it mentioned that sound emitting construction will not be used at night, and it is 24/7. So this statement is somewhere going false or an exaggerated. We will see. The use of loud and polluting machinery near a hospital violates the principle of environmental law is true. So we will go no. Directive principles cannot be enforced. This is also true. So this is wrong. Since B and C are wrong, we'll eliminate D. So by elimination method, we can restrict ourselves with option A. Because it was even false. Because it is not giving, it should not give government the complete power also. So that is what is going with this. Let's go to question number 8. It says the government to curb noise pollution passed a law mandating all the disco jockey service providers to register with the ministry to become eligible for post midnight music event permit for a from year starting from 1st January. It says that all the disco jockeys, they have to register with the ministry to become eligible for the post midnight music. Okay? This is again starting 1st January 2023. Barry Allen Company is a famous for their DJ services. On every 31st December, Barry Allen throws a high-end party post midnight on his private uninhabited island with guests like Bruce Wayne and so on. Okay. So it says that on every 31st night, okay, noise crosses the ambient noise standard. Now, since it is crossing and it says that you should keep it in mind. It's talking about an area. What it mentioned that it crosses the ambient noise standard, it's okay. But it has its private uninhabited. That means there have been no population around with guests like so on. A high-end post. It's a private party which happens, but with the loud music. Now, going to what was there in the paragraph, it says noise levels at public spaces should not exceed of the area, the ambient noise standard, whichever is less. Okay. So this is what is going in this. Okay. So it says that they have been violated because it is louder than permissible because it mentioned it crosses the ambient noise standard. So 10 dB, 70 dB. Okay. That is what is there. So it is exceeding. The number is not given, but it is exceeding. So maybe it would be violated. Okay. Has not been validated even if it crosses. So this is outrightly wrong. Okay. Now since B is wrong, we can't say that it is have been a violation, not a violation. It is a violation. The company is not eligible to conduct post-night. So this is a personal part whether they can do or not do. So since C is wrong, D is also wrong. Okay. Now we are only left with option A. So we'll go with option A. I think this is the right one. Okay. I hope it's clear with everyone. Last two questions. Now, the police have apprehended Barry Allen Company and their other executives at the dawn of 1st January 2023. What could be the most possible reason to justify them? Now, they have apprehended and their executives. They say that the jockeys have to register themselves. Now, they have not the company famous for DJ services. Now, they say that they have apprehended other executives at the dawn of this is what they have been seen. Okay. Now, the question comes the noise level at the party was beyond the limit, therefore calls for police action. Now what the question you need to understand, थोड़ा सा confusing है. What could be the most possible reason to justify the same? When they were apprehended at the dawn, ये Barry and company and their executives क्या बोलेंगे? Do they say noise level at the party was beyond permissible, therefore calls for police action? The New Year parties require frequent police patrolling to ensure safety and environmental standards. और मतलब अब यहाँ पे मतलब ऑप्शंस पढ़ के पता चला कि पुलिस जस्टिफाई क्या करेगी. ठीक है. The Balin company did not attain the prerequisite for the DJ event. So this is a prerequisite. Some conditions were there. In the previous question, it was mentioned, right? So C could be the answer because A or B is talking about कि event में क्या गलत हुआ. But this is not what they would be justify the same. पुलिस ने अगर पकड़ा तो पुलिस का justification है. So now you see question पढ़ के मुझे भी लगा, मे बी आपको भी लग सकता है that सर justification Baron company और executive देंगे, but यहाँ पे पुलिस का justification क्या है? Because they have apprehended. उनको पकड़ लिया. ठीक है. सो जस्टिफाई करना है पुलिस को, पुलिस जस्टिफाई कर रही है ऑप्शन सी में जो दिए. द पार्टी इन्वॉल्व्स अंडर एज ड्रिंकिंग विच इज अ पनिशेबल ऑफेंस. सो ये मेंशन नहीं है, फैक्ट्स में भी नहीं दिया. सो आई थिंक सी इज द अप्रोप्रिएट वन. दैट्स व्हाई विल गो विद दैट. लास्ट क्वेश्चन एवरीवन. The government passed a project to build a multi-level high-capacity hydropower plant to generate sufficient electricity for the adjoining military base and an amusement park. The environment activists are concerned about the environmental damage and need your legal expertise. Now they are saying कि एक project आया which was sufficient electricity for the military base and amusement park के लिए. ठीक है. But environmental activists have concern कि ये जो गवर्नमेंट ने पास किया है मल्टी लेवल हाई कैपेसिटी प्लान, इट्स नॉट राइट. सो क्या ये गलत जाता है? लेट्स अंडरस्टैंड. ठीक है. Article 48A of the Constitution mandates that the government to proceed with the environment which is being violated here, hence liable to set aside. Now ये ऑप्शन डायरेक्टली रीजनिंग नहीं दे रहा. 48A डायरेक्टिव प्रिंसिपल्स का डायरेक्शन दे रहा है, एंड यू कांट outrightly mention it about that government is going against it. ठीक है. Rather than it says the project requirement needs harmonious construction with the environmental laws. This is what environmental damage पे if they are concerned and legal expertise पे आ रहे हैं, तो we will raise a point related to that. It should be harmonious, it should not violate, could be the answer. So इसलिए A नहीं होगा, because even though constitution mandate, but mandate में ये आता है कि आपको follow करना पड़ेगा, else it is violated, वो भी नहीं है, because it is a direction. That's why it's wrong. Government violating construction attracts judicial view, hence liable to set aside. Now this is again a very generic thing. Government violating constitution, but यहाँ पे constitution का violation है ही नहीं. ठीक है. That's why B is wrong. Hydro projects generally generate energy while also making a water reservoir for the use and in the interest of the public. Now this is the positive point about the project which is mentioned, which is not going in contrast with the principle. So I think इसका answer भी C हो. And by in the next 25 minutes, guys, in the previous 25 minutes, we were able to complete more 10 questions. So guys, if you are there with us till here, thank you so much for attending the session. You must have understood how the type of questions came, how it confused also. So how I read the options, mark the answers. So you should not run right now कि sir ये सही है ये गलत है, rather than how I approach. You find the reason कि sir ने कैसे सोचा होगा. उस पे you have to put your brain, and that is what is the purpose of our session. And if you liked our video and our channel, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. ठीक है. Thank you so much guys for being there till here, and we would love to see you people more in these sessions. There are multiple sessions which is planned in the entire month. We are there with you, don't worry. If you come across any question, any doubt, just put on in the comments, or even on the Telegram also you can drop your comments, let us know. ठीक है. Till then, Siddhant sir signing off. वापस जल्दी मिलेंगे. Thank you so much.